Hey!
What are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about I may be a guild receptionist, but I'll solo any... Wait.
You didn't get it.
I'll solo any boss to clock out on time?
I may be a guild receptionist, but I'll solo any boss to clock out on time. You did get it, yes. Yeah. It took a long time and a lot of effort.
It's a lot.
Honestly, it takes Alina Clover, the executioner, less time to take out a boss than it took you to get that title right.
Yeah, whatever. It's tough. It's a lot of words.
It is tough. We did an initial review of this show. If you want to watch our first initial review, you can. I'll put a link up here. But essentially, this is an anime. It takes place in a fantasy world. And the main character, Alina, is a girl who is a receptionist for the guild. In this world, lots of adventurer guilds go out. It's like Delicious in Dungeon. And they go and they take down dungeons. Her biggest worry in this world is overtime.
Yeah, so as a guild receptionist, she actually has a lot of paperwork to do.
Yes.
It's really funny. One of the things that I love about this show is that there's this weird slice of life aspect. This weird thing that feels very much like regular, not Adventureland.
Yeah, totally.
Where her job, like I said, it requires a ton of paperwork. And when she's like talking to people, she's talking about like the benefits, like the health benefits and the other things that she gets by doing her job. And look, I've just paid off my house.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it is very much like a working person's anime.
But that's all like interrupted all the time by having to adventure. And I mean having to. She doesn't want to. No. She does it for the sole purpose of not having to work overtime.
Yeah, and it's really funny because she is a guild receptionist by day, but then when she's forced to, because a dungeon's been open for so long and nobody can kill the boss, she becomes her alter ego, the executioner, and she has a thing called a Dia skill, where essentially she gets this giant hammer and can basically take out giant bosses at once.
Yeah.
She had no interest in being an adventurer because she wants to keep her like comfy 9-to-5 job.
Yeah, well, early in her life, someone that was an adventurer, someone close to her, died being an adventurer, and she realized that, okay, the thing to do is to have a safe life, have a safe, simple life.
But like steady income, all that stuff, benefits. What's really funny is, unlike a lot of anime where like the fantasy is to be a hero, her fantasy is to work her job, get off on time, and enjoy her free time.
Yeah, well, and it's great because, when people find out that she's the executioner, because it does get discovered pretty early on, they're like, well, why don't you just come be an adventurer? You can make a lot of money. And she's like, yeah, but am I going to get these good health benefits?
Exactly.
Is it going to be a steady income? Like, what? Are you going to give me all the things that I have with my very steady receptionist job? No, you're not.
It's funny. I love that, too, because there's a few anime we watch that there's adultisms in there that we don't get from a lot of the other anime, like Kaiju number 8. Because the main character is a little older, there's some more adult stuff going on there. And this very much, like, this is an anime for somebody who had just entered the workforce or has been there for a few years, because Alina has been on her job for 3 years. And it feels like that. This isn't your traditional like shonen like Naruto, Black Clover, One Piece. This is very much like, I work a job and I just want to have my free time. And I love that she talks about that all the time. And it's really funny because it's juxtaposed with some really awesome fight scenes.
Absolutely.
A studio called Cloverworks. They also do Spy Family. So the times when there is actual action, it's amazing. The flow of this show kind of most reminds me of like Delicious in Dungeon.
Yeah, well, the story flows, and her personality is this, she just wants to do her receptionist job.
Yeah.
And so she's able to always bring that up. I mean, she's yelled at the guild master because she needs more receptionists, they need more so that they can get the paperwork done so she doesn't have to always work overtime. And she will yell at him over and over again about it.
She made a deal. She's like, I'll go take out this Dark Lord if you give me more receptionists. And, a deal's a deal.
A deal's a deal.
I like in this show that they have enough magic logic. Everyone has these Sigurth skills, but there's these Dia skills that are like God tier. Everyone is trying to get these secret quests so they can unlock one because they're so rare. For instance, the main guild master has a time-stopping power, which, funny enough, is just like the Wizard King in Black Clover, but her Dia skill is so powerful that it doesn't affect her. So there is this sort of like magic stuff that makes enough sense and has enough logic to it, But ultimately, it is a bit more like One Punch Man. I think it's a little bit more about the humor of the situation, less storytelling about this magic world and what's important about it.
Yeah, well, and the characters are very important. I mean, they're important in everything, but sometimes the situations are just as important as the characters. And I think there's a little bit more focus on the specifics of certain characters. You know? Particularly Alina and Jade. Jade Scrade, the head of the Silver Swords, or the best adventurer of the Silver Swords.
Yeah, it's funny because he's so openly, like, in love with Alina, but not in like a problematic Sanji-like way.
No, there's nothing creepy about it. It's just this sweet, like, this sweet infatuation he has with her.
Yeah. Like, he's not a problem like Sanji, and he's not honest like Himmel.
Yeah.
She is really not interested in a relationship at all. Like, her primary focus is her job, and really her free time is her primary focus. It's a strange anime, but I think it's a joy to watch.
I also love the newbie receptionist that is completely obsessed with the executioner, because no one except for the Silver Swords, we find out, really knows who the executioner is. And they don't know if it's male or female, and her little, like, assistant there, you know, she thinks it's a male, and she's totally obsessed. She's in love with the executioner.
She calls herself an executioner stan.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Yeah. I kept on thinking that the guy, Lo, was Stark from Frieren.
Yeah.
I kept on, like, confused, because he looks almost exactly like Stark. There were things, I mean, it's not nearly as good as Frieren, but there were elements of Frieren that, like, I sort of felt like were in this too, like mostly because, like, there's that great scene in Frieren where her teacher tells the Elf Lord that Frieren is going to be the one to stop the Demon King because she is a peacetime elf. That she, you know, her and Frieren's interests are looking for grimoires, traveling, not fighting.
Yeah.
She just always ends up, like, you know, in the wrong place. It's like Reacher or something, you know? And it's kind of the same thing Guild Receptionist. She has all this power, but she doesn't want to utilize it. She just needs to, because she has got to get rid of this overtime.
Yeah, she's the best person to have that skill.
Yeah.
You know, she's the best person to have all of that power, because she's never going to use it for evil.
Yeah.
Like, she got that skill because she wanted a way to get out of overtime.
Yes,
And that is what she uses it for, and she does not go doing extra stuff, and she will not use it, like, against anyone that doesn't deserve it.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's another one of those anime, too, that feel like an isekai, but it's not. Part of it's the long title, but it's also just because she's so OP.
Yeah.
And also because she is, like, basically working in an office, even though there happens to be this amazing fantasy world with dungeons and dragons and, you know, crazy mutant dark gods and stuff like that. It's a good time.
Yeah, there are definitely shows that are better, you know, like, but it's so much fun, and there's so much about it that just feels so unique. You know? And I think Alina's character particularly, she just feels so different, the way that she, like, just wants to be a receptionist, and, like...
I think that, like, if you're in your 20s or 30s or beyond, you have an office job, or just a normal job, I think that there's going to be a lot about the show you'll like. I think there's a lot about Alina that you'll, like, totally get and enjoy, and it'll be sort of like a fun... I think it's a fun thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I may be a Guild Receptionist, but I'll solo any boss to clock out on time. Is very cool. You should check it out. We watch it on Crunchyroll. I don't know where else it is, but you can Google it if you want. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And Anna, what do you think? What's a good question?
Oof, I don't know.
Alina uses a giant hammer in this show. What is your favorite anime weapon? Let us know in the comments down below. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Bye.